Alright, hey, welcome everybody. Alright, so today I'm going to be doing something really fun. I'm going to be painting this intimate portrait of my sweet Scooper in the style of Toulouse Lautrec. If you got a chance to check out my last video of the copy, which was the redhead by the toilet, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about here. I'm not going to use the photo, the Toulouse painting. I'm not going to use that picture as a reference, and I'm more or less going to use the palette that I remember in my mind, so that way I can still create a relationship to that painting, all the while kind of following along more of where this painting will take me. But I'm using that as kind of like a reference in my memory. I've trying to use some of the colors that I remember because I really liked the way certain things went together. For example, reds in the hair for the reds of the girl by the toilet, and there was also this really nice ultramarine blue and Thalos blue in her dress, and so I'm going to try and put that around the, use those colors in the blanket as well. So I'll show you the drawing and I'll show you how I have everything laid out. I just wanted to do that quick little introduction. So yeah, let's take a look at everything that's kind of gone into for the prep work. Okay, so here we are. So I started off by just doing a sketch of the photo there, just to kind of feel things out. And then what I ended up doing was much larger and a larger sketch, and I just cleaned it up a whole lot with pencil, went back over it with some pen so the contour lines would really stand out. And then next to that, I just kind of mapped out a little bit of color and give me an idea of how I want the painting to end up looking. And it's all just rough ideas. And then I transferred that drawing, the one that was on the wall, I transferred that onto the canvas. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over all of the contour lines here in the style of Lautrec, which means that I'll be using my reds where I'll see red. There's going to be some pink in the face if I'm using the blues and the purples up in this region, greens for the pillows, and so on and so on. I think you get the idea. And so yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. So let's get to it. Alright, so you can see I got all of the lines colored in, and you can see exactly where I'm going to go. I'll just move this a little closer for you. Right, there we go. So we got some pinks, reds in the face. There's going to be a little bit of blue right next to that, and the blanket is covering the top part. And then we have some greens in the pillowcases there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to follow that. And again, doing this in the impressionistic style of Lautrec. And so I think I'm going to start with the hair, because I feel like that was a good balance. And I did that in the Lautrec painting too, because I noticed that that was more of like a focal point, and there was a lot of rich dark tones. That red in a grayscale is pretty dark, and so I'm going to use that as a jumping off point. And so I just have a little bit of rough colors made up here, and yeah, I'm just looking at my photo reference just to kind of check for my shadows and such. And again, the beginning of the painting, I'm not really too concerned about anything being really clear. I'm just going to block in a lot of these colors. And a lot of these colors are going to get layered. So, and that was another thing that I learned from the Lautrec painting, really, was there was a lot of layering of colors, right? So I don't want to overly concern myself with all of these, painting the hair in the way I guess I would approach it if I wanted it to be a little more refined in this style. Yeah, I'm just blocking it in, really, which is pretty common for a lot of paintings. Just going and blocking those areas. I'm looking for these shadows here, and yeah, then I'm going to color this in just a little so I have a nice undertone underneath all of this all of this work. And that was pretty much it. You know, that's all I'm gonna do for that. Just cleaning off my brush here on a little paper towel. Just try and get this dark out of here. Next, I think I'm just gonna go for a little bit lighter. I got a little bit of this cad yellow here, and this permanent rose makes a nice kind of like a copper. I would say it feels more like copper, right? I'm just gonna layer this in sporadically, really, just kind of following that. There is a nice light that comes across. What's not in the photo really is a nice light that goes across, and so again I'm going to use my imagination to get at that, because what I see in my head is more of an early morning glow, and where we sleep the sun always comes in. There's this wonderful blue that fills the room, and so I just want to try and capture something like that. And again, I'm really just laying this in. I'm not even laying it in too thick, to tell you the truth. I'm just putting it up, you know, because there are going to be plenty of layers here. This will get pretty thick, but for now I just want to be able to see where it's going to go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to leave that there. Now I'm going to move over, and I got a little cadmium red with my permanent rose here, and so you can see I'm working a little bit back and forth. I really just want this to be a wash of multiple, I guess you would say, the colors of red in here, because ultimately that's what it'll be. Yeah. And just something, maybe I got a little bit of this pale rose in here too, just for a nice hairline. Yeah, so already coming together, coming out. Let's see, I'll move this closer for us. Right, you can always see I was just laying in there. And I'll just move on to the next section of the painting and do the same thing kind of in the face, so I can build this relationship between the blanket and the face, which will be able to let me build out. And I'm going to keep doing it in this rough style, and again I'm going to try and keep looking for light to come through this region, right? So there'll be lighter pinks here, lighter blues obviously on the shoulder, because that would be catching more light. Behind the subject would be I think I'm gonna do a white sheet. I'm not too sure about that. I'll see how it goes as I play through here, but yeah, let's keep going here. Yeah, great. Yeah, so we can see that she's already coming together really well. And I would move the cameras, but I find it just easier and less disturbing to move the painting. Right? And there we are. Okay. I think I could keep going. I may as well, since things are going so well. Let's see, I'm just going to move this out of the way. My palette is really small too. Yeah, I guess I could have something bigger, but everything becomes so spread out. You know, if the colors are reactionary on the canvas, sometimes it helps me to see them reacting on my palette too. That's something to just kind of think about. Okay, I'm going to use this brush. No, not that. This here? No. Yeah, okay. So here's a hog bristle brush, and we'll see how that works. And now I'm going to move into the pillows, right? And create something that's a little more green. Again, I'm thinking about light passing through here. So let's see how we're going to get at that. Alright, let's think about it. Okay, I thought about it. Now let's go. Okay. This is such a great phthalo yellow green. I know I can mix these colors. Sometimes it's just fun to have them right out of the tube and just let them, I know it sounds weird, but kind of guide you. Alright, so this pillow is, wow. That's a lot. See, that's a lot of paint. That really picked it up. Maybe a little more than I wanted. So, yeah. So I'm trying to be as transparent as possible, right? I don't necessarily know exactly. I don't know if you can. Maybe you can. I don't know. But I don't know exactly where things will go. And I like painting like that because it really gives me a lot of freedom to move in and out of what I want. And I don't get like really bogged down into, oh, that didn't turn out. I mean, sometimes they don't turn out like what I think, and whatever, you just start a new one. But I find that this really gives me a good way to get there without having all these hiccups. Yeah, that's not wide enough. There we go. I'm just gonna put that there so I remember what's going on. I think that's great. Yeah, okay. So now I'm gonna turn in here. That's more like it. And on this turn of this pillow, right, it's very, very pillowy, I guess you could say. Okay. Yeah. Great. Now I do have a little bit of sap green down here, made up already. I'm thinking I like that. And there will be more green up in here, so you know what, let's get that on there. That would probably help us create a relationship into the hand, and then that would pretty much be it. From there I would begin to definitely lay into the impressionist style of using the colors to create more form, but alternate colors, right? Blues, purples up in here. I'll show you. We'll talk about it later. Okay. Yeah. Look at that wonderful complementary color. That green going on there. Okay. Let's get some of that on there. Yeah. Again, just roughly applying this. Let's get some. Yeah, in case you're wondering, I got my scooper back here she's working on a surprise for me. She said, don't look, so I'm not gonna look. But it's nice to have a painting buddy. How you doing over there, buddy?
Good.
Yeah? Good. This time I'm just in here alone. I get so lonely. Oh, so lonely. Beautiful. Yeah, right? Okay. Not even concerned about, maybe these values are happening the same and I'd really like to create some light here. I'm not worried about that right now. I do see it a little coming through here. I could afford to do something in the background, but I'm going to try and get a little bit of contrast out of that. Let's see if we can change that up. Yeah. I'm liking the way that feels, and so I'm just going to run with it. Will I add more light in here and, you know, update this? Like, yeah, because I'm at the beginning of the painting, you know? But I'm not concerned about any of that. I'm just going to keep working to describe these areas in an extremely loose way, using the photo to kind of guide me. Yeah. Okay. So I got a little bit of the blue in there. I think that looks great. And then a little bit of green here, which is, I mean, the yellow is working great because the green is making it more green. And this blue is making green. So we get this very, like, maybe that'll help describe some sort of dream that she's having. I'm going to leave that there. Okay. Alright, so yeah, now you can see exactly what I'm working with, right? Things look pretty funny at this point, right? It's kind of looked like he took a large crayon and just started coloring away, but that's the idea. Okay, so everything is in, all the colors are blocked in, and I think it's a nice base layer. Let me just show you up close. Let me see. Yeah, there you go. See, some of those spots are not even, I mean, underneath the eyelid there, it's still showing canvas. It's not that tight. The ends are not that tight. And I'm not worried about that. I'm just going for a feel. And then I'm going to layer on all the extra colors to help, you know, create those forms, pull out those forms. Alright, so I got things going pretty well here. There's a lot of layers of paint going on, and I'm still just keeping it very loose and very rough. I'm just trying to chase really the reaction of colors, one next to the other. For example, the pinks here I just started to put in after I'd worked a whole lot in, and I felt like I wanted to document this and realize that I believe now that the painting is telling me that these pinks are going to kind of help tie everything in, and so I'm going to keep adding some of that, but I wanted to just get some of that for you, just to give you a better understanding of, you know, how it really starts to take shape and come together, and when there is something that the painting is telling me to do, the direction that it needs to go in, I try to follow that. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just putting these pinks in here, and again, I got my hog bristle, and that, I mean, this is a wonderful reaction here, you know, seeing that as a much lighter value, and so realizing that, I'm trying to put this in here in places, yeah, so we get these beautiful reactions here, and again, laying in thick paint like that, that stroke, I just picked up a lot of this blue and purple in here. So I had to kind of put it back. You know what, I'm gonna go for something here and see if this will come through. Not too much, but I'm gonna leave that there. Just to help kind of tie in things all around. And again, using this, you know, in here, really letting that do the talking. Yeah, wonderful. Yeah. And so what I mean by that is the reaction here, I'm trying to see if that pink will do the same thing that occurred here, if it will happen here. Now it may not, right? So I notice in this little section here, it didn't exactly translate. What happened is the reaction was more of the same than it was the opposite. And opposite, I mean, such strong contrast there. But I'm still going to go with it to see where it takes me, because I like the way it feels. I'm not going to let it discourage me. I'm just going to keep applying that into areas to see how it works. Yeah, it seems to be working well. I kind of feel like what really needs to happen there. So I kind of made up this purple pink real quick. Yeah, see that? That's the reaction I'm looking for. So this purple pink next to this, yeah, my cerulean, just a dab of cerulean there. Yeah. And I'm using the side of the brush so I can get a lot of paint on there. Oh man. Yeah, see. This right here, this kind of lavender purple next to this, which is kind of like a dark, colder blue-green. I feel like this is a response to that. And notice the directionality. You know, these are the things that I look for right now once the painting, I feel, is talking to me. And what I mean by that is that I'm looking at the painting itself and letting it help me make these descriptions to create this form through color. Now, the original idea that I had about the light passing through is not really existing at this time. So what I may do is save that idea for another painting, because it's not exactly coming through, but I am enjoying what's happening right now, and so I'm going to keep writing that out, because to me this is very spontaneous, so I just want to follow that. I don't want to be discouraged by that. Alright, well, thanks so much for watching. I'm going to stop here and just let it sit. I'm going to make some alterations maybe in the next day or two. But for right now, that was a lot of fun. It came together really quick, which I really enjoy. Some paintings do that, some don't. This one really did. I think I may try another one, and maybe a smaller one, and really try and get into see if I could create that light and the directionality, which may make the painting come out completely different, which is okay. But as far as for this one, trying to follow along with the paintings and the things that I learned from the Lautrec painting, I really feel like it came together much faster, which gives me an idea as to perhaps Lautrec was really banging them out really quickly, because this was just a lot of fun, and it was very loose, and it was a lot of fun. And sorry, I thought my camera turned off there. And yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. My YouTube channel has kind of come to a standstill right now. So yeah, if you know anyone that you think would enjoy this, I'd appreciate it if you send it to them. And if you watch till the end, I thank you very much. So yeah, stay tuned. You can check me out on Instagram. I do a Sunday paint sesh, which will come around every week. And I just try and highlight all these different things that I try to pick up on. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.